everyone, and this is my review for WWE Smackdown Live on April 18th, 2017. And you know what? What can you say on this show? It wasn't a bad show by any stretch of the imagination, but it looks like SmackDown is attempting to do something with the people that were considered basically jobbers who came over on the Superstar Shakeup from Raw, and they kind of, make them something here, or they're attempting to make them something here, and we'll get into that here in a few moments. But we had a couple of those situations where they're putting over some of the people that you were thinking maybe these guys are just coming over to still be job guys or something in that sense, but it's like, no, that's not going to be the case. They're going to try something with some of these guys. But they started off the show with somebody who's definitely not a jobber. They started off the show with Charlotte coming out, and she basically starts cutting a promo, like going off on Shane and Daniel Bryan. It's like, what are you guys doing? Taking an extended vacation? It's already been 7 days, and I'm completely furious with everything. Why does she not have a title shot yet? And Charlotte was like, "Where is my wanting her title shot, or wanting the title shot, just wants it granted to her because of everything she had already done within the women's division and everything in that sense." This does bring out Naomi. This does bring out Naomi to cut a promo on Charlotte. And basically, she says, like, "You want a shot at me? Okay, we'll go ahead and do it, and we'll go ahead and do it right now." They start brawling. And Naomi gets Charlotte out of the ring. This does prompt Shane McMahon to come out. He cuts a promo saying that, Charlotte, even though you have a great pedigree and family legacy, you still have to earn your title shots here. And she makes he makes a match with Charlotte and Naomi for later on in the night, which also afterwards still prompts Charlotte and Naomi to still go at it and continue the brawl afterwards as well. So, not a bad segment, actually. I like the promo that Charlotte came out there and put forth towards Naomi and pretty much the entire division. And of course, Naomi coming out there and standing up to Charlotte to go along with it. And honestly, you kind of figure a lot of the show was based around Charlotte in general and just her interactions with the new people that she is going to be around and everything in that sense of it as well. Because right after this, you have Natalya inside of Shane's office, and they start cutting a promo. It's like, Natalya's like, wait a minute, where's my opportunities? Where's this and everything in that sense? Shane goes like, well, you had an opportunity at WrestleMania. It's like, that's an opportunity? It's like, what about a one-on-one opportunity? It's like, well, why didn't you ask? Like Charlotte did. Charlotte asked. She's going to have the opportunity. And she just kind of gives the perplexed look. It's like, really? That's all it would have been. This does prompt Carmella to come in with James Ellsworth, of course, as well. And they kind of start bickering about who should be who out of the bunch should be the number one contender. And this also brings in Tamina afterwards. And all three of them are kind of bickering for a little bit. And then Natalya's like, whoa. I've got a plan. It was like, let's go. It seems like all three are going to join forces, like Carmella, Natalya, and Tamina. And of course, Ellsworth's going to be in there as well. And then you get a little bit something more showing that afterwards as well to go along with, which I'll get into a little bit later on. But up next was the six-pack challenge match for a number one contendership to the WWE title, which, by the way, they're just like super prompting that Randy Orton's just winning this match with him and Bray Wyatt with the House of Horrors, because it's like the winner of this is going to face Randy Orton. They don't even mention Bray Wyatt in any way. And last I remember, that House of Horrors match is supposed to be for the WWE Championship. Man, they're really telegraphing it, aren't they? They're telegraphing it huge that Bray Wyatt has no chance of winning this match. But in this match, you take a look at everybody in this match. It's like, this doesn't necessarily seem like it would be a match that would be for number one contendership for the WWE title. Now, a couple guys could be in there and actually be in that aspect, because you have Sami Zayn going up against Luke Harper going up against Dolph Ziggler, those three you could kind of see in the WWE title picture in some way. But then you also have Eric Rowan, Mojo Rawley, and Jinder Mahal. Three guys you don't necessarily think would be there. And you would even question whether or not they should be in the U.S. title picture on SmackDown to go along with it. But overall, though, this match was a lot of fun. Just good spots. You get a couple dives from Luke Harper in there. And each of them were just like keeping the action going at any given time. People making the save whenever it's needed. It's like SmackDown's doing a really good job in the terms of having these six-pack challenge matches and actually putting on really good matches here. Everybody had their little time to shine and everything. So it's coming down towards the end with Sami Zayn in control, and you're thinking it's like, okay, maybe Sami Zayn's going to get the WWE title, WWE title match where he had lost the week before with the U.S. title shot. But he's going for the haluva kick to Jinder Mahal, and lo and behold, the Bollywood boys come out and help Jinder Mahal by grabbing Sami Zayn. So it looks like Jinder Mahal is going to have the Bollywood boys on his side, who are just recently turning heel to go along with it. But Jinder Mahal does not a full Nelson slam, but like a half Nelson slam or something in that sense. I forget exactly what it ends up being called. To Sami Zayn, and picks up the win. And lo and behold, a guy who hasn't really been winning much since he's come back. He's been back since the brand split and everything, and it was like pretty much on Raw to be a job guy. Is all of a sudden the number one contender for the WWE title. And since I'm doing this review a couple days later from the show, I've seen a lot of a lot of people like just going off as like, why Jinder Mahal? It's like he's done nothing. He doesn't really earn this or anything in that sense. I'm gonna go on the aspect on this one. They're giving this guy a chance, which is what we kind of want to see. We want to see people given a chance, and they're gonna give that chance to Jinder Mahal. And he does cut a promo after the match, which I'm not gonna lie to you in the sense of anything. It's kind of your basic heel promo, and even going towards the heel stereotype, foreign stereotype thing where he kind of bashes America and everything in that sense. And you kind of get that with Kevin Owens, but he's doing it with a little bit of a different twist. Mahal really didn't add his own little twist to it. It's kind of stuff you've heard before from someone trying to do I'm against America thing. But the good thing about it is that, yes, the promo was basic in that sense in terms of him becoming the number one contender, but he was very intense. You could see the intensity behind it. You could see the conviction behind it that he was going with, which made me think, it's like, okay, not a bad promo. Not a bad promo in the end. And let's see where they go with this Mahal thing. Orton does come out. It's like, well, congratulations, you won the jackpots. Yeah, he goes very basic himself in this promo too, because this match is going to happen at Backlash as well. Yeah, this is going to be on pay-per-view as well to go along with it. So, like I said, they're really giving Jinder Mahal, who is like essentially the quintessential job guy on Raw, essentially a main event spot, like right off the bat. Good for him on that one, honestly. Very good for him. Like I said, they're gonna give him a shot, and I'm gonna see where they go with this. But Orton comes out, cuts a promo on Mahal, saying it's like, you won the jackpot, but your prize isn't gonna be the WWE title. It's just gonna be an RKO, which prompts Bray to interrupt Randy Orton on the screen again, and he gives another promo, kind of like what he did on Raw, which, very creepy and very good, but, kind of essentially the same promo again. Talking about how he's going to burn the house, leave Randy Orton in the house of horrors and everything in that sense. He'll be the only one walking out. And, yeah, but pretty much about the same thing. And they do those quick edit cuts as well throughout that one to go along with it. It was good, but again, it was kind of the same thing that they had done before. Up next to talk about, we have a couple video packages, because one, they had a video package set up for Ty Dillinger, where he was also being interviewed beforehand. It was like, so where do you think, like the question to him was like, why do you think this crowd has gotten behind you, and why are you the perfect 10? And it's like, well, it's kind of hard to say, so I'll just show you. It wasn't that good. The video package was fine and well put together and everything. It was just like the words going into it. And then afterwards, when he says, it's like, well, I'm the perfect 10. And that's why I'm the perfect 10 with that whole video package. It didn't come off all that well. It really didn't come off all that well in my mind. It would have just been kind of better if they did like what they did with Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura doesn't show up on the show, though they kind of tease that he's going to be there in some way, shape, or form by saying coming up next. But it turned out to just be another video package for Shinsuke Nakamura. And it seems like they're going to hold off on him having his first match, because I think they're going with a feud with him with Dolph Ziggler at that point in time, but they're not just going to give away the match. I think they're trying to make his matches feel special in some way, and they're not going to necessarily have them there on every show to go along with it. And, you know, it is what it is there, but like I said, the video package, both video packages were good. The only thing I didn't really care for was the stuff that Ty Dillinger was actually talking about beforehand. It just came off as kind of corny, like, and don't get me wrong, I like corny and hokey and cheesy stuff, but like this was kind of corny, not in the good way on Ty Dillinger's side of everything. Though I do like the aspect that everyone is still doing the 10 chants to go along with it. I like Ty Dillinger, and hopefully he doesn't have to do anything like this again in any way, shape, or form. Up next, you have AJ Styles doing an interview backstage. Again, there's a good chunk of promo stuff to go along with everything in here. This week. And let me, before we fully get into this, let me go through my notes and see how many matches there actually were. There was 5 matches, I think, on the show. And don't get me wrong, they gave a good chunk of those matches time to breathe and time to come off as really good to go along with it. But AJ Styles' interview, basically cutting a promo on the U.S. title, saying he doesn't care which one it's going to be, Owens or Jericho. He's going to be at home field advantage with being on SmackDown Live. And being the fact that he built SmackDown, and it's still going on the aspect of him building SmackDown Live. Baron Corbin interrupts AJ Styles, and it's like, you had basically to say, it's like, well, you think you deserve all this, but you didn't beat me last week, and you stuck your nose in my business because I was the first one to actually step up to Kevin Owens in that sense, which does eventually lead to them announcing a match and basically giving us our main event, which you would have thought would have been the number 1 contendership match, but ends up being AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin for later on in the night. Up next, you have a backstage segment leading into the ring. You have Charlotte walking to the ring, and she runs into Tamina, Carmella, and Natalya. And you know what? It seems like we're going to have a stable or an aspect of, and I think this is going to be good in the end. Like, you're not going to be able to tell whether Charlotte's a face or Charlotte's a heel on SmackDown because she just likes nobody. And no one likes her. Type 1. So she's kind of that heel that doesn't get along with the heels, but she doesn't get along with any of the faces either. So it's going to be hard to determine whether or not she's going to be a face or a heel to go along with it. They all kind of cut their own little thing. Tamina kind of stands there looking menacing to go along with everything. Natalya, James Ellsworth talk throughout this entire segment as she just goes right on the gorilla off to the gorilla position to the entrance to have her match like nothing's pretty much happening to her. So this does bring us to Charlotte versus Naomi, and this is a pretty good match. This is a pretty good match between the two of them. Again, they gave this match a good chunk of time and let it just let it go for a little while, and it was a rather enjoyable match between both of them. I liked just the back and forth that both of them were able to pull off. Charlotte kind of gaining control for a period of time. Naomi gaining control. Like, it looked like a competitive match, and it was a really good way of showing off both of them inside of here. The ending comes with Naomi going for the rear view, but Charlotte recognizes it, kicks her in the back, and then hits her with natural selection to pick up the victory. And I failed to mention this. This is like, if Charlotte was to win this match, she was going to gain #1 contendership as well to the SmackDown Live Women's title. And she was going to get that shot next week. In all honesty, I don't see Charlotte winning the title so quickly. Though you could probably, like, with everything she has done initially on Raw and everything in that sense, you could kind of see her winning the title really quickly, but I don't see them actually putting the title on her that quickly. So you would have to imagine they're building this storyline with Tamina, Carmella, and Natalya as well to have a reason why she doesn't win the match or something in that sense. And also they did something right after this as well, where Charlotte's walking to the back after the match, and she runs into all three of them again, and they're all like, "You just beat her on the first night, no props," or anything. And that's like, they have this little bewildered, baffled look on their faces. And Charlotte just walks by with a smug look on her face, and when she gets off camera, you just hear her go like, "Woo!" Charlotte's really good. I'm not gonna lie, Charlotte's just really good at being a heel, and she's gonna play up this aspect of being a heel, but she's a heel to the heels and a heel to the faces to go along with it. And it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with all this down the road. Up next, they had American Alpha versus Primo and Epico. Yes, they're no longer the Shining Stars, even though they were still wearing Shining Stars gear. They're just announcing them now as Primo and Epico Cologne. So they're getting rid of the Shining Stars gimmick, and lo and behold, they're also getting rid of their losing streak as well, because Primo and Epico won this match. And this is where I was also saying, is like a couple of instances where these guys like Jinder Mahal and Primo and Epico were essentially the quintessential jobbers on Monday Night Raw, and they're coming over to SmackDown now with a superstar shakeup, and they're giving them a shot. They're giving them a shot to do something. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with Primo and Epico now that they're dropping the whole Shining Stars thing. Are they just going to be more intense heels or something in that sense, or what are they going to end up being in the end to go along with it? But they do have them go over American Alpha here, and it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with them, and if this starts a full program with Primo and Epico versus American Alpha or something in that sense to go along with it in there. Like I said, the match itself was fine. It wasn't anything special by any stretch of the imagination. With Primo and Epico getting the win after like a hangman off the rope and a roll up with the tights being used. So they're playing the heels and being the cheating type of way to go along with it. Up next, they had the Kevin Owens U.S. The new Face of America Open Challenge. Yeah, I think that's what they were calling it, the new Face of America Open Challenge. And they're really going all in with this whole new Face of America thing, because they have him in the suit and everything to go along with it. And he has the U.S. title, like looking prim and proper and everything to go along with it. And lo and behold, that is his new Titantron, and the rampway is just his face. They are going all in with this, and it's great. I am not going to lie to you. The way Kevin Owens comes off, he makes this whole aspect of trying to play, oh, I'm the foreign heel, I hate Americans, blah, 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 blah. And he's throwing his nice little new twist on it to, make it seem fresh, make it seem unique, and not just blah, as everything is. So he comes out there, and his opponent's already out there. And his opponent was Gary Gandy. And he announces, it's like he even cuts a promo, it's like getting rid of the ring announcer. It's like, I'll do your job. It's like, I'll do your job better. than you do type thing. He announces himself, and then he's like, say your name, Gary Gandy. And he goes to take the mic away, and he grabs it, and he goes like, from Louisville, Kentucky. And it pisses off Kevin Owens. He ends up winning with a pop-up powerbomb, real quick squash match to go along with it. He gets on the microphone afterwards and cuts again another promo and says he was going to join give a much-needed insight to commentary for the main event, which was Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles. Good match from all sides here. The ending with it being by countout, I'm not keen on countouts, but it works here because I guess they're attempting to try to protect Baron Corbin as much as possible, but they don't want to beat AJ Styles as well. So they have AJ Styles win the match, and he wins it by countout, so Baron Corbin doesn't have to eat the pin. It happens because they had spilled out to the outside of the ring. AJ Styles was going for the Styles Clash in front of Kevin Owens, but he gets back body dropped into Kevin Owens to go along with it. And he does the phenomenal form off the ring apron to Baron Corbin, sends him into the crowd, and then he gets into the ring to get the victory. Good match. Again, I'm not like the most keen about countouts, but it does do what it needs to do here in the terms of they don't want to beat AJ Styles, but they don't want Baron Corbin to eat a pin because they want him to, I think they're trying to push him as well to go along with it. And it came off rather good. The match overall came off rather good, and you get this whole aspect of, again, they don't telegraph it as much with the Kevin Owens Chris Jericho match, because they kind of make mention to the whole aspect of Kevin Owens is on SmackDown as the U.S. champion, but he has this match with Jericho on Raw, and if Jericho wins, he comes over to SmackDown with the U.S. title and everything in that sense. Like, you feel like they're somewhat telegraphing the fact that it's going to be AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, which you would kind of assume with everything to go along with it, but they're not making it blatantly obvious in the terms of their storytelling, because like the announcer's like, well, what if Jericho wins this, this. They're not even doing that with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. And anyway, it's like, oh, Jinder Mahal is going to go up against Randy Orton at Backlash. Like, but doesn't he still have a title match at Payback? What's going on on that aspect of it? So this week's SmackDown overall wasn't a bad show. Wasn't a great show though. It did have some down points to it. I was not a big fan of the whole interview process before showing Ty Dillinger's video package, and some of the other stuff was not all that great as well. Like I said, the one saving grace behind Jinder Mahal's promo was he was very intense, and you can tell the conviction behind it. And but otherwise, it was a very basic promo from him to go along with that as well. But like I said, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to give Jinder Mahal at least a shot, because you go off the aspect, he looks, he's really jacked, and you know how they like people who are in the terms of everything, like really muscular with everything there, and he's been putting in what you would seem to be pretty decent work. It's not like he's been going out there, and yeah, he's been jobbing to a bunch of guys on Raw and everything, but it wasn't like he was going out there and putting on horrible matches. So I'm going to sit here, I'm going to give it a shot, and we'll see how this ends out going along in the end with him and Randy Orton, with him and a Randy Orton program, even though Randy Orton still has a match with Bray Wyatt for the WWE title. Yeah, they're really telegraphing Payback, aren't they? They really are. Well, but I'm going to sit there, I'm going to give it a shot, and we'll see how it ends up coming off in the end. So, with that being said, that is my review for WWE Smackdown Live. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day.